Sarsaparilla is a soft drink, originally made from the Smilax regelii plant, but now sometimes made with artificial flavors. Sarsaparilla was popular in the United States in the 19th century. According to advertisements for patent medicines of the period, it was considered to be a remedy for skin and blood problems. Ruth Tobias notes that it evokes images of languid belles and parched cowboys. In Hollywood westerns from the 1930s to the 1950s, ordering sarsaparilla in a saloon is often met with mockery by the manly cowboys nearby. Sarsaparilla drinks feature widely in American popular culture, particularly in works related to the American West. In the 1957-1961 ABC Western television series, Sugarfoot, the title character, Tom Brewster, played by Will Hutchins, is a teetotaler who orders sarsaparilla with a dash of cherry, whenever he enters a saloon. Now, however, sarsaparilla is sometimes considered a type of root beer. There are dozens of brands of sarsaparilla made by microbreweries, mainly in the United States. Sarsaparilla is not readily available in most countries, although many pubs and most major supermarket chains in the Philippines, Taiwan, Malaysia and Australia stock sarsaparilla-flavored soft drinks. Australian sarsaparilla has a different flavor from American root beer or sarsaparilla. Bundaberg brews sarsaparilla from real sarsaparilla root, licorice root, vanilla beans and molasses. Sarsi is a sarsaparilla-based drink popular in Asia. Baldwin's produces a sarsaparilla cordial in the United Kingdom, and have done since 1844. It is produced in Walworth Road, London and is readily available in pie and mash shops in the East End of London, where it is popular, as well as being available in the supermarket Tesco. U.S. classic sarsaparilla was not made from the extract of the sarsaparilla plant, a tropical vine distantly related to the lily. It was originally made from a blend of birch oil and sassafras, the dried root bark of the sassafras tree. Sassafras was widely used as a home remedy in the 19th century. Taken in sufficient doses, it induces sweating, which some people thought had health benefits. Sarsaparilla apparently made its debut as a patent medicine, an easy-to-take form of sassafras, much as Coca-Cola was first marketed in 1885 as a remedy for hangovers, headaches and morphine addiction. Besides the effects of the ingredients, sodas were popular in the United States at the time, due to the belief that carbonated water had health benefits. In popular culture, at the end of the long and lovely sentence that opens Chapter 13, Ames Crossing, of Stuart Little by E.B. White, Stuart Little stops to get a drink of sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is mentioned with variant spellings in several songs, perhaps most notably in the lyrics to George and Ira Gershwin's song Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, in the line, You Sarsaparilla and I Sarsaparilla, introduced as a duet in the 1937 film Shall We Dance by Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, but also recorded in a highly successful version by Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald included on the latter's 1957 album Ella and Louis Again. The Canadian band The Gant Harvest released a song entitled Sarsaparilla in 1997 in their album Sold for a Smile. The 2004 album The Man in a Blue Turban with a Face by the U.S. band Man Man included a track named Sarsaparilla. In the feature film The Big Lebowski, the stranger asks if they have a good sarsaparilla at the bowling alley bar. The bartender gets him a Sioux City. Also mentioned a few times in the 1953 film Calamity Jane, starring Doris Day. Sarsaparilla is mentioned several times throughout the six-season run of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and is often met with contempt and is perceived as an effeminate choice. It is a favorite of Horace Bing. A fictional brand of sarsaparilla called Sunset Sarsaparilla is featured in the award-winning video game Fallout, New Vegas. The drink plays a large role in the game, being one of the most common aid items and the focal point of the quest The Legend of the Star, where the player must collect 50 special Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps. In the novel by William Faulkner, The Sound and the Fury, the characters Benji and TP drink what they believe to be sarsaparilla, though it is actually champagne. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in the American television show Supernatural in Season 6 Episode 18. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in Bewitched in Season 7 Episode 3, Sarsaparilla is mentioned in Full House in Season 8 Episode 15. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in Sabrina, the Teenage Witch in Season 4 Episode 19, where it is initially outlawed in the Wild West until Sabrina removes all the rules. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in The Mentalist in Season 5 Episode 19. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in Pretty Little Liars in Season 4 Episode 11. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in Californication in Season 6 Episode 1 when lead character Hank Moody orders it for his daughter in a bar. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in the feature film Back to the Future Part 3 when the bartender asks Dr. Emmett Brown what he wants to drink. Sarsaparilla is mentioned in The Simpsons in Season 10 Episode 8 where Grandpa Simpson indulges in several bottles at a ghost town attraction park. In the first scene of Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, the father character, describing life in the United States around the year 1900, begins to say that he will go down to the local drugstore for a sarsaparilla but then corrects himself, indicating that people had begun calling the drink root beer instead. Mentioned in The Big Lebowski in the scene after the dude has been attacked by a marmot in his bathtub. Actor Sam Elliott orders a sarsaparilla at the bar. See also: List of soft drink flavors, references.